Hey guys, this is Mike, Wrestling God Smith, and you guys are watching All in Wrestling. This video is I just did my Bray Wyatt Bloodline storyline thoughts. You guys can check that out once it's uploaded. I'm gonna talk about AEW Dynamite. A lot of things, like I said. You know what? Last night it was it was really good. It was a really good show. Um, I do want to talk about, like I said, the big thing I'm going to talk about through the review I'm going to talk about is the Dark Order and the Elite, and yeah, the Elite. Because you know what? The Dark Order and the Elite, the Dark Order and not the Elite, the Dark Order and the Blackpool Combat Club, sorry. And I've been waiting for this confrontation for so long. And now I'm kind of getting it. And the reason why I'm so excited about it, guys, is that I love Hangman Adam Page and John Moxley and Evil Uno and Stu Grayson and the rest of them. And I'm glad that he's back. Because you know what? The Dark Order has been really low profile since 10 left. And in a strange sense of the thing, I'm hoping those dudes actually go to war at each other because they've really been pushing them. And the thing with Hangman and Mox that they're actually gonna finish. This is gonna be like a third chapter because now they got their both team members, both faction members are in a faction. Whether or not, because I'm saying this is that because if they have a match at Blood and Guts, and I've said this way in advance, that I think they're gonna do Blood and Guts at some point because that rivalry's gonna happen. I really do. I believe they're gonna end it at they're gonna cap it at over there because they've been just beating the hell out of each other. The fact that they had a 6-man tag match and they've been basically a tag team match with Claudio and Yuta and Mox and Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. Because the fact that these brothers are they're ready to go. And John Silver didn't come, but it was Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, and I'm like, bro, they're ready to go. They've been fighting ever since. They have been fighting. Evil Uno's fighting with the Blackpool Combat Club now, and I've been wanting to see that dude do something because they've really been a joke since the inception of AEW. Because they used to be fierce, but now that they're a bunch of fun guys, which I love and I do, and you know what, I really think that they are ready to go. And like I said, at the same time, the other thing I'm gonna say too is that the QTV segment, the QT Marshall segment was dumb. QTV was stupid because they were trying to be a TMZ in AEW, and then they basically said Batista, Wardlow's like a watered down version of Batista, and I'm like, yo, they have Batista's name. I'm like, yo, Batista, that's like a diss. And the fact that they were the one that instigated the whole the title being stolen out. I thought it was just a random dude, but no, I had a feeling they did that shit. I had a feeling they did. Aaron Solo and the freaking Factory, which they're not even a threat anymore because they're QTV now. They're a joke, man. I don't trust them. I don't trust them, and basically I love that Powerhouse was like, this is hot, this is world, bitch, and I like that line. I do like that line. I like that the Acclaim are not done getting the tag title. Because I really want the Acclaim to go against the FCR. I really want them to have a rivalry. I really want them to go at every tag team they can go after. Like, if they can go after best friends, because I feel like they're going to go after best friend. They're going to go after Lucha Bros. They're going to go after everyone. And even there's more people in Ring of Honor they could go after. Because to me, there's a lot more people to go after. Forbidden Door is just going to keep bringing more out of them anyway. They're going to bring more when Forbidden Door shows up. And that's my thought process on that too, because all in all, it was a great show. The one match I could say is the Jade Cargill against the woman, I forgot her name, that she fought, another random woman that made her AEW debut but wasn't really doing so good. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Jade Cargill beating people, but the one person I want her to see if she can beat, it's gonna be Tay Valkyrie, which I really want to see. Because, like, when she was Frankie Monet, she was cool, but not as much. And that's the problem. I really want to see her go as Tay Valkyrie. Because I knew it was Tay Valkyrie when she came to NXT. I knew it was her. She's the only person with that hairstyle. She's the only person. That's why I know her so well. I know her because she's the greatest. And she's a good knockout champion. And you know what? I like Tay Valkyrie. I do. I want to see more of her. I do want to see more of her. I really want to see if they're going to go. Because that rivalry's going to push. That I am excited about. That was good because we had a confrontation with Tay Valkyrie. Like, the Outcast, which is not the dumbest name. It's a cool name. I do. I love the new type, the green and the black, which is kind of, there's those Ruby's colors, but they're also Shotzi's colors. And the thing that pisses me off is that they keep doing the same freaking rant, saying that they're the Outcast, and I got built out the building. I'm like, bro, I like Ruby, but the problem is, I'm just like, yo, she's not gonna they can't beat everybody who is a homegrown AEW talent. And they're talking about the rookies, and I'm like, bro, Sky Blue, for all that she takes, she does really good matches. She does stellar matches. So does Riho. Riho does amazingly because Riho was the first inaugural freaking AEW Women's Champion. She beat Nyla Rose for that belt, and she was the longest reigning champion next to Hikaru Shida. And Hikaru, I haven't really seen Shida yet. I haven't seen her in a while. So, thinking that she probably took a break, and I'm thinking she's going to come back at Forbidden Door, because if she comes back, that means the side is like, if she decided to join the Outcast or something, because she's not an Outcast, or she decided to be on the homegrown, because she's been champion before. Like, the thing is, this is all about them trying to say, like, they never got to be AEW. I'm like, bro, Paige, you beat Britt Baker. You beat her. Clean. You beat her. And Tony became, even if it was interim or not, you were still an AEW champion. So you didn't get the opportunity to be the second or third, the AEW champion, because it wasn't your time. Like, bro, you've been a women's champion in friggin' NXT. So I guess you're going to say that was a lock because you didn't get the chance to do that. And then the thing is, like, and the problem I have with Ruby, I'm like, Ruby, yeah, you never got to be women's champion. You never got to be. But maybe you can get I'm like, bro, they should just give her Jade's title. Just let her beat Jade's title. I mean, come on. Just let her beat him. If she wants to be champion, she could be TBS champion. That's still a woman's title. But at the same time, like I said, that was the only thing that kind of just made that kind of. I'm gonna say that AEW gets 7 out of 10 for it because I don't know. I don't see them doing anything as the Outcasts. I feel them beating up on people is fine, but I'm like, bro, you beat up on Leva Bates for no apparent reason, who's an awesome person. Because I like her gimmick as she's like the shy, like the nerd, like the bookworm, which I like. I just wish they would. She's probably doing more on Elevation though. That's why you don't see her on Dynamite. She's probably on Elevation. I like Elevation too, but no. But like I said, I do want to see more. I want to know what they have done with Black. Because the thing is, House of Black with them trios belts, this ain't over. They're not done with the Elite. They're not done with the JS because it was really good. I just wish it should have just been more. The Orange Cassidy against Jeff Jarrett was good. The problem is I already knew Orange Cassidy was gonna win because the problem with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, there's too many people and there's too many variables. Because Jeff Jarrett is a guy who's had so many success at so many different levels that I just didn't believe it. Like, bro, the thing is, he wanted to use the guitar. That is his stick. He's the chosen one. He's the slap nut. That's why he uses the guitar to conk people in the head. And I'm like, bro, Jay Lethal using the stupid Golden Globes thing was stupid to me because I'm like, bro, he didn't do nothing. I'm like, Jay, you're a great wrestler. You're a great athlete. But I'm like, bro, ever since you came from Ring of Honor, you've literally done nothing. And that's my opinion. And that's I'm not even making a rant. I don't hate Jay Lethal. But as a wrestler, I'm like, dude, you're a fantastic person behind the scenes. But as a wrestler, I'm like, bro, what have you done? You didn't even get to become TNA champion at whatever point. You stayed at TNA when everybody else was leaving. You went to NWA/ROH because you thought you were going to be big. You thought you were going to be the next Ric Flair, and you weren't. You tried to be the next Macho Man Randy Savage, and you couldn't. You copied him. And I would have been okay with that. But the problem with Jeff Jarrett is, I'm like, bro, he's the last person to go to. Because I'm like, Jeff Jarrett, even if he would have been the AEW Intercontinental champion, international champion. Intercontinental, I keep saying WWE's different wording. International is gonna be Orange Cassidy. He's beaten everyone. The one guy he never beat was Miro. And I feel like if Miro does show back up and he does beat him for it, it's gonna be Miro that beats that guy. Because the thing is, everybody's wondering, is Miro coming back? Miro might never come back because he's like, yo, maybe I'm done with AEW completely because I'm taking a break. I do it every year. I've been doing good. There's no storylines for him. The problem is that everybody realizes, this is what I said last night about AEW, I love the storylines going in, but in my brain, I'm just like, I expected more from Jeff Jarrett because I'm like, Jeff Jarrett, you're good, but I'm like, bro, that's all you do. You like being a heel. I get it. I understand the heel part of it. I get it. But anyway, guys, before I even end this video, because like I said, I'm gonna give you my honest review. I'm like, AEW last night was a solid C. Solid C thing. It was a good show. Wasn't a great show, but it was a good show. Had a good idea. Just two matches kind of fell a little off the mark a little bit. And I think they should have just did the Orange Cassidy match at another time, on Rampage or something. I know they had to fill another card, but I feel like they should have just did it at Rampage. Would have been a lot better. Would have been a lot easier. They should have just did it at Rampage. And that's my feeling of it. They should have just did it at Rampage. It wouldn't have been a problem. Because Rampage I love. I do love Rampage. I do. I just feel like when it comes to title matches that don't against a person, Orange Cassidy is gonna be the underdog of every situation because everybody likes Orange Cassidy. It's the same thing with MJF having the Rebar Mitzvah. And I'm like, that was cool. Everybody wanted to turn their cap, one up and one lining each other, which was fine. But MJF is the king of that. And I don't see Jungle Boy becoming AEW champion, or I see Ricky Starks becoming it. Maybe after Ricky becomes it, maybe Sammy Guevara, but he has to break away from the JS. He has to break away from the JS. That's the problem. He's not going to be champion because they're going to keep holding his hand. Chris Jericho's going to keep holding his hand, and that's the problem. You've got Jake Hager, who could have been champion the first one he got there. The problem with Jake Hager is the dude rather be a freaking clown than be a wrestler. Well, that's the thing about JF. They're not even wrestlers. Those dudes are just a bunch of clowns trying to be wrestlers. And I'm like, bro, you got a guy who's a legend in the business already, who's teaching you, and you got Daniel Garcia, who could have been something if he wasn't so busy getting down and just riding the coattails of Chris Jericho. They're all hugging the guy. They're in love with him because the dude he created his own society because 2.0 wasn't doing crap, and 2.0 are a bunch of stooges that basically don't want to do anything, but now they want the acclaim. Now they want the acclaim. The problem is with the JAS is that they're not even a full thing together. I like Chris Jericho. I do. But I'm like, bro, his group are a bunch of idiots. That's my thoughts on them. His group are a bunch of idiots that they made themselves the number one contender for the Trios belt. Knowing the Trios belt, they could have been got them things. That's the problem. The Elite's done everything, and then you got beat by the Elite in the Stadium Stampede match. You got beat. And the funny thing is, that was when you guys were the inner circle of people, bro. And then you took the inner circle, broke them up for no apparent reason because freaking Santana and Ortiz was like, yo, we can never be champion because we always had to take care of Inner Circle people. We always had to do what the Inner Circle wanted to do. That was the problem. Yet Sammy, who was already excelling as a TNT champion, and then you had Jake Hager, which could have done anything and could have been any person at that point. But that dude's not even taken seriously because he wasn't taken seriously in WWE. We let that dude become world heavyweight title, world heavyweight champion, tag team champion with the freaking the un-American the un-Americans. And the joke is, even with Zeb Coulter, even with Dutch Mantel, Zeb Coulter, even with him and Cesaro, they didn't do nothing with him. They still didn't. And the problem with Jack Swagger, he was the guy. He had the look. He had the not the charisma, but the look for it. He's like Test. He's like Test. He's not taken seriously. And every time I see Jake Hager in the JAS, and this is what I said and I'm also saying in the AW review, JS don't know what they want to do. They don't. They're just a bunch of jobbers that he's jobbing it to everyone. And the sad part is, like, I like Ricky Starks, but what is Juice Robinson doing? Oh, I'm going to go after Ricky Starks because I can go after Ricky Starks. I'm like, bro, Ricky Starks is going to beat you. You're one guy of the Bullet Club. It would have been cool if Jay would have showed up and then you and then more Bullet Club people. And I'm like, nah, you letting this other dude take over your operation. And this is why I said that, this is what I'm saying, guys, with AEW is that, like last night, all the stuff that happened, that's why I said it's a C+, because it's a good show, but it wasn't the great show that I know it could be, that I know it is. And the problem is, and it's the one thing, the other thing that bothers me, that's my other three, let's just say, my con about it is that the JS continues to do absolutely nothing. They do absolutely nothing. That's all they do. Nothing. They talk a bunch of crap thinking they're better. Ricky Starks beat Chris Jericho clean. The brother should have had a lost to freaking Top Flight because they beat him. The thing is, Chris Jericho, they beat Top Flight. They won. They won against Top Flight, but they do absolutely nothing. Ricky Starks beat him clean. He hasn't had a decent title. I'm like, bro, the brother had a title run in the inception of AEW because of Hangman. And then the thing is, he lost it to Mox. And Mox became the de facto guy. And Mox is taking his group to the whole new height because they're actually putting up fight. You got Claudio, who's freaking killing it as Ring of Honor champ. You got Willa Yuta killing it as Pure champ. And then the thing is, you got Eddie Kingston wanting the same shot to be a Ring of Honor champ. And I'm like, bro, you could be a Ring of Honor champ, Eddie, but you're not the guy anymore. You're not that guy. Like, the problem is you had so much problems with Jon Moxley. And I'm like, bro, you had a problem with Jon Moxley and Punk. Because why? Because you thought he sold himself to the devil. But I'm like, brother, he had to make a decision like you had to make a decision. You tired of being flat broke, but at the same time, you get paid money. That was my whole thing about AEW in a nutshell, guys, because, like, that's what I'm saying. My own thing is the JS. They don't do anything. They didn't impress me. I love Chris Jericho. I do. But the problem is they're not even a faction. They're just a group of dudes who don't do anything. And I love Chris Jericho, but if I ever get a chance to talk to him, like, Mr. Jericho, you're a great champion, but here's my problem with you. It's your group. The Jericho Appreciation Society doesn't do anything to make themselves a force in AEW. The fact is, you could have had the trios belts, but no, the Elite step in. You could have beat the Elite clean. The problem is, y'all need to have a match and beat the shit out of them and be heels and be the guys that we love and stop trying to be likable heels. Just be heels. Because that's what I would say to Chris Jericho. Because I'm like, bro, Chris Jericho and the JS continuously do nothing. The thing is, Chris Jericho, I'm like, he's taking everything that he's done in AEW and just shitting on it. That's what he's done. You got a guy in there. You got dudes in there that can wrestle. You got these two numbskulls, which are 2.0. What are 2.0 going to do? 2.0 can't do nothing. Daddy Magic freaking sucks because all he does is comb his hair like he's some cool dude. He's not cool. The dude can't even beat him. You couldn't even beat Action Andretti. You couldn't beat him. And Action Andretti's proved to you, freaking Ricky Starks has proved to you that everybody can beat Chris Jericho. Everyone. And the sad part is, you only won that Ring of Honor belt because you cheated. So I'm like, yo, let's see if you could beat Claudio again for that belt one last time. You couldn't beat him. Claudio beat you and made you tap out with the swing. And you've seen Cesaro, and you met the guy. You know how good he is. But anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.